So in this video we're going to compare the LG Treasure, which retails for $99.99, with the LG Premier, which retails for $129.99. And the reason why I'm comparing these two phones is because they were both released at the same time, and they look quite similar. If you can see them, there's nothing that that would indicate the price difference between both of these phones right away. Now both of these are for Verizon LTE coverage, and their overall designs are pretty much more or less the same. Now the key aspects of the design here, as you can see, is they both have these rear-facing buttons. So that's your power button, and these are your volume buttons. Both have the same layout. Now the more expensive LG Premier has a textured back, where this one has a smooth back. Not a big deal. They both have the same Android version, so both of them have a Lollipop, Android 5.1. But I would say the biggest difference in either of these two phones is really in two places. First, the screen. They look like they're similarly designed. As you can see, they both have kind of a beveled screen, which makes them look very much like they're glass screens, even though these are plastic screens. But if you look, well, first of all, the screen on the LG Premier, on this one, is 5.3 inches. So you're getting a slightly larger screen, but the way that it's designed almost makes it look even a little bit bigger in person for some reason. This one has a 5-inch screen, so not much difference there, but there's something about it that makes the LG Premier look like really a better phone. And I think the reason for that is that this space here in between the screen and the edge of the phone is noticeably smaller on the LG Premier than it is on the LG Treasure. So just by sight you can see the difference there. It's almost, in person, it looks like the LG Premier is almost half the width here that it is on this phone. It doesn't look like it on camera, but it kind of does seem that way in person. And it could be because the Treasure has a more pronounced bezel on the side here. Now the next thing, which I can't really show you, is the cameras. And the main thing here is that the Premier has an 8-megapixel camera, whereas the LG Treasure has a 5-megapixel main camera. Now both of these phones have really nice front-facing cameras. Both of them are 5 megapixels. So in both phones you get really good front-facing cameras for doing Skype or that kind of thing. Now other than that, I think there's a slight difference in processors on these phones. The Premier has a 1.2 gig quad core, whereas this one has a 1.1 gig quad core. So I think that's really about all there is as far as difference. If you looked at these in design, they look very similar, other than with the things that I pointed out. But for the price, the price difference between these two phones is essentially $30. Well, it is $30. So really it boils down to, with the Premier you get a slightly larger screen, The screen is nicer in that it goes more edge to edge, more so than the LG Treasure. And the Premier, which is this one, gets you a slightly better front-facing camera. Actually, I'm sorry, a slightly better main camera in that it's 8 megapixels versus 5 megapixels. Other than that, both of these phones function identically to each other. They have the same operating system, and you can see there it's hard to tell the difference between them. So if the larger screen size and better camera is worth the $30, then I would say to you, definitely go for the LG Premier. They both will be activated with Verizon LTE, so that's the same on both of these as well. So overall, my overall opinion is, as far as value is concerned, the LG Treasure is probably the better value, because I would say you get about 95% of the features for $30 less than you would the LG Premier.